Looking good.
All right. Thank you for your help.
I'm also going to view from the attendee side of it.
Okay, welcome Billy Wells. Thank you for joining us, and you may go ahead and get started.
All right. Good morning. First, the sound check. Can you hear me okay? All right. Good morning. I am Billy Wells. I'm the principal of the Agriculture and Science Early College, and I'll start off with just a little background. This is our 5th year of operation. We are partnered with Mitchell Community College, and we started this early college really to serve the local community and the local economy, and to also offer a good opportunity for students who were interested in agriculture. But that is not our only focus. We are we also have a science focus, and we provide really any opportunity that Mitchell offers for our students. We started out with one distance learning advisor, and I want to talk a little about what our intended role was for that person when we first opened the school. Really, that person was to help all of our students, and really all of our students are dual enrolled students, to give them a quiet study area for any time during the day when they did not have a scheduled class, and to provide assistance with the online learning platforms, and to provide a secure testing environment for our students who were taking online classes. So that was very basic. It was basically a place for our students to go and to work on their work when they did not have a scheduled class. But then I just wanted to talk about some of the issues that we were having in our first year, and really these are still issues that we struggle with all of our students. Many of our students who really were not quite to the point where they were ready for dual enrollment. They were not ready for that commitment. They were not ready for, and they were just not mature enough to be able to handle that. We found that a lot of our students had a lack of understanding how to communicate with their instructors in a positive way. And we also found that a lot of our students had poor time management skills. And of course, all of our freshmen come in, and on their freshman year, they take ACA 111. So a lot of these were issues with our freshmen, but even with our upperclassmen as well. Just checking in, everyone can hear me okay? All right. So we looked to expand the role of our DLA and to make their role much more integral with what we were trying to do at the early college. So this is some of the steps that we have taken. This is what we're working on, and this is what we're improving on a daily basis. First of all, we now have 2 distance learning advisors with an open position. So we really would like to have 3 distance learning advisors, and we assign all of our students a distance learning advisor by grade level. So as it is right now, one of our distance learning advisors is responsible for all of our freshmen, and then the other one has everyone else. So again, this is where our students go when they don't have a scheduled block, but it's a much more important role than that. Our DLAs are meeting with our students one-on-one to monitor their grades, to monitor their assignments, and really just to hold accountability meetings with our students. They will also address any social and emotional issues. They'll talk to our students about their personal issues, their personal problems. This has really helped us with our social and emotional learning for our students, because really problems there also bleed over into problems with performance, getting work done, and grades. So these DLAs are there to support our students and to be an advocate for them. They work with our students to make sure they understand their assignments. Our DLAs will communicate with our teachers so that they know when students have big assignments, when they have projects, when they have upcoming tests, so that they can discuss these with the students and to check on their progress and to see if they're having any problems with them. They also help the students communicate with the teachers and the college instructors when they're having problems. Basically, a lot of our students come in and they're not used to putting together a logical email explaining their problem or their confusion. They talk in text and Snapchat, and they don't know how to put together a well thought out email. So these DLAs service by early detection of performance or behavior issues, and then we try to deal with them, whether we need to include our counselor, whether we need to have a sit down session with a teacher, or whether I need to have a discussion with the students and try to help them get back on track. Our DLAs also communicate with our parents. This takes some of that responsibility off of our teachers. Our DLAs will communicate with parents when students are having problems or not completing their work or assignments. And it's really sort of a part of the circle. It's part of the circle of support. We want to get our parents involved. We want the teachers to be involved, our DLAs involved, and also administrative staff and our counselor are involved, as each of us are needed. But the DLA really helps identify that and pull us all together. The other thing, soft skills, which are so important now in school and in jobs. Our DLAs work with our students to help them build good and appropriate soft skills and time management. We find we have a number of students who will quickly get themselves into a hole and find it very difficult or impossible to dig themselves out of that hole. So time management, helping students keep track of their assignments and helping them really juggle their college classes together with their high school classes so that they know how to prioritize them and that they get them done on time and as well as they can. All right, just to mention, I've already talked about some of the benefits that we're realizing from this, and I won't say that we have achieved our full goal here, but we really see the benefit of what our DLAs can do and how much they can help us with student performance. We hold true to our charter to give priority admission to students who are at risk of dropping out of school, who come from low socioeconomic situations and first generation college families. So a lot of our students are not to the point where they have a lot of support and advice in how to manage their life as a college student. So that's some of the benefits that we're seeing. More student accountability. We're trying to make our students ready to take responsibility for their education and to take responsibility for their success. Our DLAs help us in getting our students to understand that. We definitely have improved communication with parents. This helps take, as I said before, some of that workload off of our teachers, and our DLAs can support our teachers with that. DLAs are a big support for teachers. Instead of teachers feeling that they need to continually stay on students to get them to do their work, the DLAs are taking that responsibility, and the DLAs really can help with that. The DLAs are providing flexible support with online and hybrid classes. And I'll just mention as well right now, we are offering some hybrid classes, and we are having to be creative because we also have a shortage of teachers right now. We are not fully staffed with teachers, and I will say that having these extra responsibilities with our DLAs are helping out in that area too. They can help us manage students who are taking online classes and hybrid classes, and help them stay engaged, and help them manage that. I'm also looking to hire 3 teachers by January. So hoping that I'm going to find good candidates there. But that is, to be honest, that's a struggle right now. And our DLAs are providing valuable support there. And this has helped too. I can say that our DLAs with some of the college instructors have formed a good bond with those college instructors, so that they are comfortable going to the DLA to indicate where students are not performing as they should be. So it's just sort of an added benefit, and that one just happened this year because a college instructor and a DLA just made a good connection, and were able to provide some support there. All right, that's the information that I wanted to cover and share, the value that our DLAs are bringing to the school and to student success. And I would be glad to take any questions or comments.
So Billy, we do have a question. It says, what are the numbers of the early college high school by grade, and what community college are you all partnered with?
Okay. We are partnered with Mitchell Community College. We have 260 students now. Each year, we admit somewhere between 65 and 75 students. So our freshman class has about 65, and then typically out of each class, I find that we're losing 5 to 10 each year. So our senior class has now, I think, 45, which is a little higher attrition rate that I would like to be seeing. But again, let me emphasize, we bring in a lot of students who do not have a lot of support, students who really don't know a lot about college and taking college classes.
Hey, Billy, this is Isaac. Could you talk a little bit about how you all are the 3rd cooperative innovative high school in your county, and kind of the differences and why you all were created to offer some different experiences?
Okay, sure. We, as I said, the district had decided that they wanted to offer something for an underserved area of the county. As it turns out, the northern end of Iredell County is distinctly different from the southern end of Iredell County. The northern end is very rural, it's agricultural based, and it's a totally different economy than the southern end of the county that is close to Charlotte. Also, we are located on a high school campus that has one of the largest, if not the largest, FFA program in the state. So we partner with that FFA organization. Our students are active members of the FFA and serve as officers in the FFA. And also Mitchell Community College was beginning their agribusiness program. So it was good timing and a good location for us to all try to build a stronger agriculture program for our students and to offer that as an advantage for the community and for local employers. We are the third early college in Iredell Statesville schools. One of the other early colleges has a technology focus. One has an arts focus. So for the northern end of the county, it was chosen that we would have an agriculture focus.
Yeah, and let me just share that this is of 133 early colleges, or we call them cooperative innovative high schools, 133 in North Carolina. This is the one with an agricultural focus, and so it's just really cool.
So we do have another question, Billy. What kind of credentials are the students earning by the time they graduate?
Mm-hmm. So most of we've had 2 graduating classes now, very small classes, 13 and our first year of graduation, and then 29, because in our first year of operation, we admitted a few sophomores and juniors. So we've had 2 small graduations. Most of our students in both of those have earned associate's degrees. They have also earned various certifications within business and within agribusiness. Several of our students have earned credentials in agribusiness, and we hope to graduate our first student with the associate in applied science in agribusiness this year.
Okay, and then there's another question. What are some strategies, best practices for engaging college faculty in student success?
For me, honestly, I have found that, so let me add this. Mitchell Community College opened a center here on the same campus. So on one campus, we have the traditional high school, we have our early college, and Mitchell Community College opened a classroom facility here on the same campus. So right off the bat, I try to meet with the college instructors. I let them know, that we are here to support them, and I encourage them to let us know, to reach out to us when our students are having issues or problems. And it just turned out the other day that I dropped in a class to talk to the teacher. She reported that 3 of my students had not been coming to class. And then I was able to quickly address it with those students. So for us, it's really been being co-located here with them and really just having a personal connection with the instructors to let them know that we're here to support them. And when we have issues, we'll try to help them get them solved. All right. Any other questions? Comments?
Someone said that they like the idea of a co-location, and folks are saying thank you, but I encourage you to type in your questions.
And I will just reiterate there the advantage of being co-located. That is a very strong thing in our favor, especially for our freshmen and sophomores. Now, obviously, Mitchell is not able to offer every class that a student could want here on our campus. So in the senior and super senior year, we are a 5-year school. In the senior and super senior year, many of our students end up taking their classes on the main campus at Mitchell Community College. They can complete an associate's degree completely here on our campus, but many of them choose to take some or all of their classes on the main campus at Mitchell Community College, which is about a 15-minute drive away.
So the person that mentioned the co-location said that some of our schools here in Maryland, I think, have a dual in the school where college courses are taught in the high schools, but not all. So I was wondering how to engage faculty. That was a
Right.
follow-up comment to that.
I have been in that situation before too, when I was in a traditional high school where the college would come there and teach some of their classes. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because having Mitchell Community College here on the campus with the early college and the traditional high school, that opens up the college classes for the traditional high school students, and they can take those as CCP students or dual enrolled students. So the college classes here are here for our early college students. They're here for the traditional high school students and for general community members. There are some adult students taking their college classes here on our campus. And I found that to be a benefit as well.
So another question, Billy, is are the companies in the area involved at the roundtable, and have any students gained employment at one of them yet?
Good question. We had in our first 2 years of operation, we had a roundtable where we brought community leaders, business leaders, students, and faculty together for meetings and meals, and that was a great opportunity. We have had a few students get employment through local companies, but that's one of our areas that we really need to focus on and improve. There is so much opportunity there, and employers, quite frankly, now are desperate for employees. So yes, we have scratched the surface with that, but that's an area that we really need to put forth some effort and to get some more community support. I think it's a big opportunity. All right, anything else?
Hey, Billy, if there's more about distance learning advisors, by all means, let's share that and continue to lift up questions and comments that people have about that. It's an incredible innovation. You've done something else that is really innovative and that you've already shared with other early college leaders in North Carolina, but maybe if we get a chance, you could talk a little bit about how you adjusted your daily schedule to build in some time for students to be active outdoors. Maybe talk about that if we get a chance.
Sure, I'll be glad to mention it, because it's actually, I think it's one of the more positive things that we've done, and it's had the most positive impact on our students and their lives. So we have a focus class in the middle of the day, which is just a 30-minute class, and it's designed for teachers to build relationships with our students and to teach just some good survival skills, whether it be personal finance or how to maintain a good network of friends. And teachers get to design their own curriculum. Last year during the pandemic, and this year we've extended it, we've made that really a hybrid class. Our students go to their focus class 2 days a week. 3 days a week for 30 minutes after lunch, they have recreation time. And we have the campus here, we have a track, we have an area where it's a practice football field, we have tennis courts, We have areas where students can play volleyball, and it is not, the programs are not designed by the staff. We provide some balls and some basic equipment, but it's really a time for our students to organize events themselves, to play, to have fun, to build some relationships. It's also a time for teachers. A lot of our teachers will just walk the track, and it's a time for teachers to get to know our students and talk to them. One small issue, I encourage everyone to go outside, and this year it is mask free time because our students can be mask free outside. Inside, it is a mandate that our students wear masks. So it's needed as a mask free time, but it's a time to build some social relationships, to play and to have fun. Just some casual observations: students really value the time. They have a lot of fun. There are a lot of pickup games going on, and then I think our students are less lethargic in the afternoon classes after having a chance to get outside, play, and have some fresh air. And then our focus time is hybrid. The assignments are online on Canvas. And today it's rec time right now, and it's a clear sunny day, about 70 degrees. So as soon as I finish up here, I'll be outside too. All right, Isaac, are we finished or?
So we have until 11:50, and so if there's more for you to share, please do that.
Well,
we do have another question.
Okay.
So are the advising sessions just advisor and student, or do you let the teachers and families get to join in?
Good question. For the most part, they are just the advisor with the student. I have one. It was a three-way today. Myself, the advisor, and the student, and they will call in parents as needed. So occasionally it's an advisor, a parent, student, and perhaps me. But most of the time it's just one-on-one with the advisor and the student, and giving the student a time to really express why they're having trouble or why they're not being as successful as they could be.
And then a comment about your recreation times. Someone said, I think that is missing in high school. Definitely need recreation. High school students are so stressed.
I agree. It's one of those things that I can't understand why we ever took that out of the high school system. It's critical. I think most of our kids, I don't think they have an opportunity to organize a game and play it themselves without adults telling them what to do. And it's just good social, emotional time. And it's a good way to get the blood flowing again, to be ready to finish out the day. I agree. It is definitely needed in the high school level. And not to sound negative, so many of our students just lead such sedentary lifestyles, and we are encouraging students to just get out and walk a few laps around the track.
So another question, Billy, is will the DLAs be housed in the schools once COVID calms down?
Our DLAs are in our schools. We have classrooms here in the schools. We are completely in person now. So our DLAs each have a classroom, and that's where our students go when they don't have a scheduled class. Did I explain that okay?
Yes, I think so. And then another question is, does the distance learning advisor only serve early college students, or do they work with other dual enrolled students at the traditional high schools?
Right now, our DLAs work only with our students. But I would strongly recommend, that role at the traditional high schools where you have dual enrolled students. And I will say this too. We hire our DLAs as a teacher assistant, and that's what they're paid at the level for a teacher assistant in North Carolina. You know, I really wish that were different. They are more of their responsibilities are a step up from what a teacher assistant does. They are, a pseudo teacher or a junior teacher without certification in any specific curriculum area. They really are a junior teacher, and I wish that there were a role for that kind of person in the school system that would be paid appropriately.
Well, you are pioneering that, and let's hope that this is something that starts to catch on. Supporting dual enrollment students in traditional high schools is a critical need. And this is something that our early colleges, being on the campus or sharing space with the higher ed partners and being smaller schools, have really led the way on. But it's critical to know when a student in a dually enrolled student does not attend a college course or begins to struggle in a college course. And we need that information in real time so that the people on the high school side can make timely interventions. And so that's something that you all have done a great job with, along with everything else. Another thing, if we get a chance to talk about it, I would love to hear how the 3 early colleges in Iredell County, how you recruit students, how you message who you are, the differences, et cetera.
That's a timely question. We are in the midst of planning and doing that now. We go out to all of the middle schools in the district, as well as some of the charter schools. Our counselors and our college liaisons go together and give a presentation informing our 8th grade students in the district about the early college and the opportunities that they have there. Of course, we outline what the differences are between the 3 early colleges, but we also emphasize that really you can pursue any academic goal or any college goal at any of the 3 early colleges. So, you know, some students would choose one of the early colleges over the other based simply on geographical location, or for other reasons. Another difference, since we are located on the same campus as a traditional high school, our early college students can participate on the sports teams, the athletic teams with the traditional high school. That's an opportunity for our early college students. So we go out, we meet with the 8th grade students, with their teachers and the counselors at the middle schools to make them aware. We have done radio shows. We do open houses, both virtual and in-person open houses, to advertise our programs, to make students and parents aware of them. So we will begin that in October and November. Then our application process is in December through the middle of January. And then we begin our application review process and generally have our accepted students notified by early April.
So another question, Billy, is someone says that they're in kind of a DLA role, which will be expanding to an advisor role. Are the DLAs involved in academic advising, choosing college courses, or only with academic support once students are registered?
Yes, ours are only involved with the academic support once they're registered. Our counselor and our college liaison handle and are responsible for the planning of the high school courses and the college courses. But our college liaison meets one-on-one with all of our students and beginning their freshman year develops a college plan for the student, and then they amend it as the students' goals change. I'll back up to your earlier question, Isaac. The other important thing is the three early colleges work together on that marketing program and on the application and the student selection process. It is very much a joint effort, and students have the option to apply to one, two, or all three of the early colleges. And then if they are accepted at multiple colleges, they have to make a decision as to what their first choice is.
Can you talk a little bit about the students that you target for recruitment?
We do. We reach out to the counselors at the middle schools to have them identify and perhaps touch base with some of the students that meet our target. And we really are looking to target students, as I said, who are first generation college students, who may come from a family who don't know much about college or certainly would not encourage their students to go to college, or low socioeconomic families, or students who are identified as students who would fall through the crack or be at risk of dropping out of a traditional high school. And it turns out too that not specifically intentionally, but it just a casual observation is we tend to end up with quite a few students who I would say are on the autism spectrum.
Thank you. That's interesting. Maybe a little bit about how you support students instructionally, or how the instructional program supports students who are at risk or first generation to prepare them for success, to develop literacy, self-advocacy, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Our high school teachers certainly do that. And one of the other things that, just one of the other things that we find students don't know a lot about, just another key thing is plagiarism. So that's one thing that our high school teachers work to make sure that our students understand the seriousness of plagiarism and how important it is to cite their resources and to avoid plagiarism. Students really come into the ninth grade and don't understand that. So that's another skill that our teachers work with our students to help them understand, and to understand they can get themselves in quite a bit of trouble with plagiarism. Beyond that, all of our teachers really try to identify students that need that extra bit of support, and to connect with them in different ways, whether it be through special interests or whether it be through just a little extra time during the students' seminar time. Students may go and visit a teacher when they have planning period. And again, that's also a big role of our DLAs in seminar time. When our students are in seminar time, they have the opportunity to meet with those DLAs or to ask for help or to get some guidance.
So Billy, there's another question. It says, just to clarify, Mitchell Community College sends their instructors to your high school, or do high school teachers teach that are credentialed, or is there a mix?
Good question. Mitchell Community College sends their instructors here to this campus. So we try to create a welcoming environment for those instructors so that they don't mind the travel, a little extra commute time. There has been one case where a high school teacher who was qualified also taught a college class. But in general, the college, Mitchell Community College, sends their instructors here to their remote center.
I'm not seeing any other questions at this time. We do have just a couple more minutes.
Okay, well,
If there are any final questions, final thoughts.
I do have my email address up there. I would I would welcome any suggestions or feedback, or if you have any other questions too, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you for all of this and for everything that you all are doing. Do you have any particular goal or hope for this year other than things we've already talked about?
Well, I am wanting to expand the opportunities and the awareness of career and technical programs at Mitchell Community College, because we quite frankly have a lot of students who will not go on to a four-year university. And I want to see more of them aware of the applied science or career and technical opportunities that they have at Mitchell Community College. Make them aware of them, generate some interest in them, and help more of those students get into those programs, because local employers need those students with those CTE credentials. So that's one of my goals for the school.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so what are some of the career credentials that students could earn there on your campus?
Well, right now, as I said, the primary one is in, there are several credentials in agribusiness. Mm-hmm. And there are some in general business. Mm-hmm. But what the areas that I would be looking to get more students involved in would include plumbing, heating and air conditioning, electrical, mechatronics, mm-hmm. Any of those programs, robotics, that students can earn at least some credential in, even if they don't complete a full diploma or degree.
Yeah, so many job opportunities with those credentials.
HVAC is another one.
Yeah. And those jobs are available in your community.
They are.
Billy, I just want to thank you for this awesome session. There's so much going on at your school, and your leadership is phenomenal. You've shared with principals in North Carolina in our network of cooperative innovative high schools. And so we just knew that we needed to lift this up to a larger audience. And we so appreciate you being with us today. So appreciate everybody who's with us for this session. And Chrissy, thank you for driving us all behind the scenes. We appreciate everybody so much. And hey, happy Friday.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Billy, you're getting lots of comments. Thank you. It's been very helpful. I love skilled trades. Great job, Billy. So
Yep.
this has been well received. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And happy Friday.